My name is Bill Martin. I grew up on the coast of South Carolina as a little barrier islands. Hilton Head's, the surf is like really small there. If you go up or down along that coast, it gets better either way you go. But there's little waves, enough to get started on. And I remember actually the neighbor, this hippie guy, Juddy Thompson. He had this old longboard that they would come on vacation and then they would go away for a while. So we would always borrow it. And so we'd have 2 or 3 of us on the board, and that's how we got started surfing. And eventually, I think I was probably about 12 years old, my dad bought me my own surfboard. I've actually got multiple sclerosis now, so I can't walk anymore, so I'm basically wheelchair bound. And running a small family business is, it's quite a challenge. One of the good things is I don't really have a set schedule. Every morning I drive the kids to school, so that's kind of my surf check time, so I kind of get a look at the waves. And when the surf does get good, and between my wife and myself, we kind of tag team. She'll take over for me and let me go surf. Now that I'm in the chair, it's tough. I can't just go walk down to the water like I used to, or like most people can. So it's quite an ordeal to get down to the water first of all. When I first lost the use of my legs, I couldn't walk anymore. I stayed in that house for months trying to figure out how I was going to get back into the water. And initially what I used to do is I just use a stretcher. I have like this medevac stretcher, and my friends would help me in and out of the water that way. But the problem with that is you got to have a lot of people around. And most mornings when it's time to go dawn patrol, the surf is good, there's nobody around. When I was first in the wheelchair, it took me about a year to get back in the water just because I physically couldn't get to it. And in that time I got this kind of a kit, and I modified a wheelchair, like a powered wheelchair, that I could drive over the sand. So that can get me close enough to the water where I could get off and paddle out. And a lot of people tell me, wow, I can't believe you're doing that. But, for surfers, you guys would do the same thing. You would find a way to get back in the water. And when I do, it makes everything worthwhile. That's the whole reason I'm here, really, is surfing. We used to do road trips up to Hatteras, or we'd go down to Florida. And when I was in college, I did my first trip overseas surfing, went to Puerto Rico. That was really amazing. So pretty much when I graduated, all I wanted to do was go travel. And on the way, I stopped off in Maui and stayed with some friends there, and ended up staying there for about a year. And surfing Hokipa and all that side, and I really fell in love with Hawaii at that point. So after that, I ended up spending quite a lot of time in Indonesia, and when I ran out of money, I ended up going to Taiwan because I had a degree, so I could get work teaching English there, and that was something I really enjoyed. And I met my wife Reba in Taiwan. She was an English teacher, and I was her teaching partner, so we ended up getting married and coming back to Hawaii to settle down, mainly because I wanted to come back here. I started my business back in '91, and originally I was doing the Bali stuff. I was bringing in pareos and dresses and things like that. We were out at the swap meet. Started out, just in the back of a van. So now we run our store here out of the old sugar mill in Wailua. We're in an unusual place. Our business is out in this country town in this old abandoned sugar mill. We specialize in Wailua coffee, and my wife makes this awesome all-natural shave ice syrup. people go crazy over. Right behind our store is the Wailua Coffee and Cacao Mill, and that's where we get most of our coffee from. And we also, part of what we do is we give quick little free tours of the coffee and the cocoa mill. So when people come out, they can see coffee trees and how they do all the drying and processing of the. They grow this Wailua coffee up on Cam Highway coming down the hill, North Shore, and during the winter time is the coffee season. You'll see all the red beans that they've picked and they're processing. The Wailua chocolate is grown just over by the elementary school, just maybe 1,000 yards from here. When they do the processing and the milling, yeah, they got this really good Wailua chocolate and Wailua coffee, so it's about as homegrown as you can get. People like this authentic sort of feel and look of this place, and they like the local aspect of it. We really focus on a lot of made in Hawaii products. One thing we do well in Hawaii is food, so a lot of spices and sauces and jams and jellies, and we sell like the cookies that they make up the street, and next door they make the ice cream sandwiches and the salad dressing that we carry, and a lot of the stuff comes from right around here, and the coffee that we sell comes right from our back door, and the farmers market's on Saturday, so a lot of locals will actually bring their guests when they have people from out of town. They'll bring them to show them this area, because otherwise they might not find it, they wouldn't know about this place. Sunset's really perfect for me because it's such a big channel there. So I don't really have much use of the bottom half of my legs, and all don't work. So duck diving is just kind of out of the question. So basically, when the sets come, I just kind of get pounded and float in, and then I can just paddle back out the channel. So. why I'm here. That's the whole thing I want to do is I just want to get in the ocean, and I want to go catch the biggest wave I can handle. So it's amazing, the feeling. It's really like freedom. Sometimes I'll just float face up and look at the sky for a little while. Living at Sunset Beach for about 25 years now, and it's really I really love that wave, and it's a perfect place for me with the big channel, and plus I know pretty much most of the guys out there, and they're pretty patient with me, and they don't fuss at me too much when I drop in on them. Almost all of us who came from somewhere else, we were drawn here for the surf, for the beauty. Every day, it still ceases to amaze me. Such a beautiful place. You hear people talk about rock fever, and I've never gotten rock fever. I love traveling, but I can't wait to get back home. And that feeling when you get off the airplane and you feel that air and those trade winds blowing, and yeah, this is truly home for me. Adaptive surfing. So I've been doing competitions for the last about 8 months, and that's pretty cool. And being able to surf in some of these prime spots like Queens and Ala Moana with just a few friends out, so that's something that's pretty cool. Just want to mention how important it is to support local businesses. They're the ones that actually give back to the community.
My name's Steve Matthews, owner of Third Stone, owner in White Lewis Surf Shop.
Hi, I'm Jeff Bushman, and I shape a few boards on the North Shore.
Hello, I'm Deborah Driscoll. I'm one of the owners, my husband and I, of the North Shore Soap Factory.
Hi, I'm Jerry Driscoll, co-founder of the North Shore Soap Factory.
Supporting local business, I'm very passionate about that.
Buying local and the impact that it has on our community or our island in general, I think it's a lot bigger than most people think.
Finding that we have a local community coming in and supporting this business is a big part of the deal.
The idea of family-owned small businesses and supporting small businesses is so important.
We live in paradise, but it's a special place, and we have to survive, and then the money needs to stay in the islands.
Economic, there's a social, there's environmental reasons to support local.
It's not just about supporting that one store, but it's also about supporting all the people that were in that line to make that product.
On the opposite, when you buy from a national brand, a national company, where does that money go? It goes to the corporation.
Oh, when you don't buy local, you can get Amazon Prime, everything's shipped for free, everything's cheaper than here, but the money doesn't stay here.
It's really important to see our community coming in, bringing their friends and family.
So my whole thing is I will drive somewhere to buy a tool, to buy something else, just so I can keep the money in Hawaii.
That involves much more than just that surf shop or that owner or that employee.
You support your neighborhood because a lot of the employees live in the area, and you support your community.
So when you buy a local product, it has a great impact.
So in our community, the money needs to go over and over and over. It's that whole thing of it's a small economy, and so if we keep it tight and we support our friends and families, then we will all grow and prosper.
These are all businesses that people have created on this island.
If you're local, you got to buy local.
How much better does it get,